Greetings, I am Casey Holdahl, beat reporter for the Trailblazers. He is Lamar Hurd, television analyst for the Trailblazers. And this is What's the Secret, presented by Biofreeze.
What we looking at, Case? I need to know, what are we looking at today?
We're going to talk about Rodney Hood.
Oh, we got Rodney Hood?
New addition, Rodney Hood,
okay.
Joining the Trailblazers at the trade deadline. We're going to look at some of the things that Rodney has been doing for the Trailblazers since his arrival and how it has helped the team kind of take it to the next level.
Well, then we're going to be looking at a lot of stuff because Rodney put the ball in his hands and he can create. He can get his own shot. Which you know, because you've been covering him as closely as anybody, the pull-up from behind the three-point line. Hey, could his debut have been any better?
No,
by the way,
a very nice start to Rodney Hood's Trailblazers debut versus the San Antonio Spurs. A very nice outing, and getting Trailblazers fans excited about what was in store or what's in store for Rodney Hood as a Blazer.
Yeah, and if that wasn't enough, the road trip where he scored 21 in the fourth quarter at Charlotte.
Saved the Charlotte game. Yeah,
yes.
that game probably goes the other direction if it's not for Rodney.
Yeah, very easily could, and that's kind of where the team's been going as of late since the acquisitions of Rodney and Ennis. It could be anybody's night.
Yeah.
You never know. Depends on the matchup. Let's rewind this really quick because this is something that I've been seeing a lot of. When the Blazers, we'll go all the way back. We'll get it all the way back here, and then we'll go from here. When the Blazers get that ball out and then the outlet pass, San Antonio not able to get their matchups the way they want it. So now you got Davis Bertans that's trying to pick up Rodney at half court, and as this play goes on, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Yeah. That is not a recipe for success for San Antonio. So Rodney just takes his time, hezzy pull up, which I think is a very underrated move for him, by the way.
Yeah.
When he puts it in that right hand and goes to the hesitation as though he's going to step and then goes right to the pull-up, he gets the shot off anytime. The mid-range game. And then also, what I really like about him and the team is how they expose mismatches. When he has a smaller guy on him, he can move off the basketball, fill the space, and that's not a smaller guy. That's Ben Simmons, who is taller than Rodney, at least as tall.
Yeah. Ben Simmons a good 6'10". I think Rodney about 6'8".
Yeah, and Rodney just is able to shoot right over the top of him.
Yeah, that's a very good point, too, because a lot of times I think fans see when a smaller guy gets switched onto a bigger guy, they're like, well, we'll take him to the post. Yeah. But, that's a talent.
Yeah, it's a skill. Not everybody can do it.
It's an absolute skill. And Rodney, I feel like, is one of the few guys at that kind of forward guard position who is a bit more adept at taking a guy into the post when he gets that mismatch, which opens up a lot of opportunities for guys like Damian, guys like CJ, guys in the corner like Mo and Al Farouk, because it gives them the opportunity to kind of space the floor a little bit, create some mismatches, maybe get a double, and maybe allow the Blazers to start working that ball around as they're so good at doing.
You're exactly right. And then he gets you flying at the shot, sells the pump fake. He's very skilled.
And one of the other great things that's been such a good acquisition because of Rodney is that I think we've seen from time to time that sometimes the Blazers offense can get bogged down when teams start to really focus on Damian and CJ, but Rodney is the guy who's shown that he can get his own shot, as we've seen here over and over and over again, whether it's as you mentioned, kind of that dribble into a mid-range shot, if it's the three-point look, if it's taking a guy into the post. He's the guy who can kind of get his own bucket when things kind of start to bog down a bit.
Well, let's rewind this play really quick here because you're talking about him getting his own shot. This is, as soon as the ball gets in his hands, we'll just let it roll, and he's able to do the rest. Like, he sees one defender back, and he knows that's Hood to coast time. It's time to go the distance, take him. One defender's not going to stop him on a break. And then defensively, he ain't no slouch. So when he's in the game with Mo, Chief, as you see the post up right here, see, let's rewind this really quick, Case.
Because we're just talking about here.
Well, because it's tough. So think about it. On the opposite end, when the Blazers are defending, he can guard a bigger guy, he can guard a smaller guy. So if he's guarding Bryn Forbes on the other side, and then when the Blazers get the ball, they break in transition, San Antonio does not want this matchup. But sometimes you got to deal with it because you don't have enough time to cross-match on the way back. Because Rodney is sprinting that lane. You got Seth at the top of the key. Nobody's leaving Seth by himself right now. So you're picking him up as soon as he crosses half court. So there's times where we'll let this roll. He gets these mismatches just because he's able to guard you on the other end, but you can't guard him on this end. So when he's got it rolling, maybe the best thing the Blazers can do is force feed him. And we've seen that. Yeah. We've seen them go to those mismatches.
And another thing, too, Rodney, just a little bit of a throwback in that he does take mid-range jumpers. Yeah. As we've seen more and more in the NBA, it's like if you're not getting a shot in the paint or you're not getting a shot in the three-point line, what are you doing? It's like So it's become a situation now where, like, if you have some guys who can actually operate in the mid-range, as Rodney does, he shoots about 51% on mid-range jumpers, which is a very good percentage
That's a great
for a
percentage,
jumper.
yeah.
You know, that again gives the Blazers another option offensively that if things start to kind of get slow or teams really start to sell out, it gives you a guy who a lot of teams are going to give you that mid-range shot these days. The Blazers are one of those teams that they want to force you into a mid-range shot. A lot of offense or defenses are going that way, and if you have a guy who can hit mid-range shots like Rodney Hood can, that allows you to counter that.